Offside Sports rolls on for the Lofty 100 Studios in Southern California, presented by Turtlebox Audio. You can find their incredible lineup of portable speakers at turtleboxaudio.com. Also, a huge thank you, Harry Arnett, Mark Wahlberg, everybody at Municipal for being the official wardrobe sponsor of Offside Sports. Municipal, bet on yourself. Find them at municipal.com. And if you are a member of the Municipal family already, send us a screenshot of you in your Municipal gear, and we'll let our worldwide TV and radio audience see how good you look wearing it. I know our whole crew behind the scenes always has their Municipal gear on. There they are, right there. Look at those crazies. Someone's letting the inmates run the asylum. I will say this, and a special congratulations goes out to our executive producer and director, Jared Coleman. He picked up another Emmy this past weekend for the job he does. Truth be told, it's not here on this show that he won the Emmy for. It's for another show that is taped inside the Loft 100 Studios. But whatever he does, we are so lucky to have his guidance along with Christy and everybody else behind the scenes here at the Loft 100 Studios. So, Jared, congratulations. Good on you.
He's going to get one for this show next.
Yeah, of course he is. Number 2, I know he's gunning for number 3. Dave brought up a point during the break that we talked, this next segment, we're talking about tempers flaring, and your temper flares a little bit when it comes to the Jumpman logo. We were talking about New Balance, Shohei Ohtani in the first segment. Well, what pisses you off?
Okay, there are two things that when you look at a logo, you want to know what it is, right?
Okay.
First of all, the Jordan logo is amazing.
Yep.
Major League Baseball, I was saying to you, you can't tell the Major League Baseball logo if the batter's right-handed or left-handed, which is kind of genius.
So
and
genius.
The Jordan logo, even though we know Jordan's right-handed, we've seen him shoot lefty, I can't tell if the Jumpman logo is lefty or righty. And I look at it over and over again. I've thought about this for 30 years,
It's
Mike.
one of those brain, are you looking at it with your right brain or your left brain?
Like a lot of people are consumed with other things in life. I'm consumed with this.
I think it's a valid point, though. There it is right there.
So, is that lefty or righty?
Depends on if you think that's the back of his body or the front of, okay, well, look at his shoes. Okay. If you look at his shoes.
His shoulder looks like, I can't
it looks
tell.
left.
But look, as I'm saying, look at the hand, the one that doesn't have the ball. It looks like that's his right hand that
Yes, especially if you really look at his feet, yes.
That's just terrible. How can they do 30 years, America? 30 years this has been happening to our wonderful little Dave Palais.
This is why I don't sleep at night. I walk the house thinking about this.
Well, his temper is flaring because of the Jumpman logo, and recently we've had some tempers flaring in professional sports. A week ago, the Dodgers and the Padres got together up at Chavez Ravine, and the Dodgers plunked Fernando Tatis Jr., and then the plunkathon kind of started, and it culminated with a bench clearing. I wouldn't call it a brawl because it was just a bench clearing.
Some contact.
There was some contact. Dave Roberts.
One manager made contact.
Okay, Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers, made contact with the San Diego Padres manager, Mike Schilt. And I think the blood now officially is bad between these two organizations. And if you go through the history of the Dodgers and Padres, it's big brother, it's little brother, it's multiple World Series championships, it's no World Series championships, and the fan bases do not like each other as well. Listen, I'm a quasi San Francisco Giants fan because that's where my parents met. They met in San Francisco. But I love vitriol and hatred in professional college sports, maybe even high school.
Yeah, high school too.
And I love I love fighting.
So did you enjoy that text thread the other night that was going on?
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, these two here were brawling on our text chain. Obviously, as a show, you're always in contact. Hey, did you see this? I think we should talk about this. These two, it was a Pier 6 Donnybrook.
I did kind of feel bad for you because it was late at night, and I thought, he's asleep going, why is my phone going off?
So let me try set the stage a little bit, all right? Because Mike, you could probably sit this out.
Boy.
Don't worry.
All right.
From his perspective.
We'll be really honest here on how this is going to go. This is not, hey, this is TV stuff. I love the Los Angeles Dodgers like you wouldn't believe. Never miss a game. Allison loves the San Diego Padres. Does never misses a game.
Yep.
And Allison's the sweetest person going, but she's completely insane when it comes to her team. And there are things I love about her, and I'm like, you're too emotional. You can't get involved in this. There's a right way and a wrong way. How this sport always polices itself. Just calm down. And I know that goes over real well when you say that to women, but I'm gonna say calm down and let's look at what it is. Now, if you want to start, or I could start, go ahead. But obviously, you are very upset to start this text exchange.
Yeah.
I was, because I do think I would have felt the same way if I had seen Mike Schilt push Dave Roberts, but I don't think that was cool. And for Dave, Mike Schilt walked out. Fernando Tatis Jr. is on the ground after getting hit for the third time in the last 7 days
in the wrist,
by the Dodgers, in the wrist and the fingers. Oh my God. Okay. And then to see Dave come out and to
it was
Mike
on.
Schilt, I was like, what is happening? I just thought it was so unprofessional. Dave Roberts gets so out of his head mad. I'm also really tired of the big brother, little brother. It's so old. It's like when the Chargers left and people still say, oh, it's like when your ex leaves and you can't stop crying about it. It's like certain phrases to me, they just are triggering, and I think they're old and outdated and boring. Find something new, Dodger fans.
Okay.
David, you have a minute for a rebuttal.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the way it should be set up. I feel like the old scene of the Brady Bunch where Mike's in court, he drops the briefcase, and the guy turns his head. Ruby didn't have a bad neck. This is what's going to happen right now. About to drop the briefcase.
There's going to be I'm going to be pushing over
That's
here.
fine. That's
Drop
fine.
your briefcase.
That's fine. So here's the deal, okay? Tatis gets hit. He's a superstar. You don't want to see superstars get hurt, possibly miss 6 weeks. Let's be honest. If the Padres lose that game and Tatis does break his wrist or his hand, Padres become sellers at the trade deadline. Season's over.
Yep.
Okay? I understand everything Mike Schilt did, and I do like Mike Schilt and think he's a great manager. But there's a line that's drawn down a baseball field from home plate all the way to the wall. And you'll see when benches ever clear, once somebody crosses that line, it's on. Who was the guy who crossed that line? It was Mike Schilt. Mike Schilt's the one that charged the Dodgers. He crossed home plate. It wasn't Dave Roberts who crossed home. It was Mike Schilt who crossed home plate. And Dave Roberts came out. Where's that? That's on the Dodgers side.
Okay, but
that's not on the Padres side.
But he's also
That's
furious
fine.
that
But if
his
you
star
wanna
player
dance,
has been hit
Dave
3
Roberts will
times
play the
in 7
music.
But he didn't go out there with the intent to push
What did he
Dave
go out with?
Roberts
Let me tell you,
to
you
yell
come
at
into my
him,
house-
have a little, hey, stop hitting our guy. But I just think the pushing by the manager was
What's he
extremely
supposed
unprofessional.
to do? He crossed into Dave's territory.
He could have just stood there and yelled back at him. He didn't need to push him. I didn't
100%.
like it.
I
didn't like
disagree.
it.
As a person that I'm going to bring Mike back in as a man.
Thank you.
Who's played sports at a high level.
Yep.
You come into
Mike
my house.
even when
you
he
come
pushed
into my
him,
house
Mike Schilt did not push back.
because he knew he couldn't win. It was only going to get worse for him.
He's
He
a
would have
foot
been picking up
taller
his
than
teeth
Dave
like he
Roberts.
dropped
Are you
his
kidding
chiclets
me?
on the grass.
Oh.
It would have been a mess.
There is-
Coming to my house though, angry like Mike Schilt did, I'm knocking him out too.
Yeah. There is a point, though, if you're a member of the Padres team and your manager gets beat up by the opposing manager, you're like, oh, boy, he did not get beat up. You're right. I loved it. I'm just like, this
Good
is
for sports.
fantastic. Now, you mentioned Fernando Tatis Jr. That is a big money, major national star. He's an international star as well. And then the Padres come back and they plunk Ohtani. And
For the second time.
For the
as
second time.
Allison likes to count.
And did he get one in the ribs or did he
Tatis
get
was
in the
the-
ass? Did he get?
He
was
took
it
one in the
in the
leg and he took one up
thigh.
in the top shoulder, which by the way, he's a pitcher.
Yeah. Okay.
the moneymaker.
So you plunk Ohtani, who I think right now is probably top 4 most popular professional athletes in the world. So he takes his base and he does this. He waves at his team's dugout and says, "No, don't clear the benches. Just I'm cool. It's cool." And it was
We don't need suspensions.
right. And he did that, and it kind of. Was that the
It
last
diffused
plunking
it.
of that? Did
That
it?
was
Yes,
the last
That
but it
was
was
the
also
last.
like the 9th inning.
You're right. It was the ninth
yeah.
inning. And there's talk about people Dave Roberts had removed from the game before, didn't want them.
We're down 5-0 at the
down
time.
5-0.
They took down Mookie and Freddie Freeman and Will Smith.
Okay, so, but I listen. If you're a fan, and this goes to hockey. If you're a WNBA fan with Caitlin Clark and her new Marty McSorley, Sophie Cunningham, who's just badass for defending Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark got pulled down and she's getting she's getting knocked all over the court in the WNBA. But if you're a fan, you love this. You don't tune in. You tune in for good play and if your team is going to win. But let's face it, you've got I mean, the baseball season is so long. You've got things where you're just kind of like, please entertain me. Yeah. And to me, as a just a quasi Giants fan, because of my parents meeting in San Francisco, and Willie McCovey is my all-time favorite baseball player, this is as entertaining as it gets. And now I'm sitting here with bated breath, waiting for the next time the Dodgers and Padres play, which I think is
August.
In August,
Back-to-back
down in
weeks.
San Diego.
No, it goes to L.A., then the next week in San Diego.
Oh, okay. Glued in.
Yes.
Cannot wait. That is appointment viewing. All right, Game 7 between the Thunder and Pacers may have saved the league a huge embarrassment last night. We're going to explain when Offside Sports comes right back. Keep it here.